increasingly becoming a threat to democracy.
Meanwhile, some supporters of the NDC in 3 constituencies in the northern region are kicking against the majority caucus's call for the annulment of the Ayawaso East primaries.
Also to come, Minority Caucus rejects what they claim is government's recent decision to reduce Suame interchange project from initial 4-tier capacity to 2. It's News Central here on TV3. I'm Kameni Amano.
And I am Mawina Egbeta. The bulletin starts right now.
Now, this afternoon, members of the Minority Caucus from the Ashanti region are accusing government of selective priority and funding for critical road projects as they question an announcement by the roads minister that the Suame interchange is going to be reduced from the initial 4-tier to 2-tier facility. Former Roads and Highways Minister Francis Asensio-Boakye says the move must be rejected considering the strategic location of the project. He contends that government cannot compromise the quality of the project in such unjust fashion.
In light of its recent announcements, 1. Selective funding priorities. If government could mobilize funds for Ofanko in Suame Road, which was also started by the MPP administration, and we also know that it's a very important road, just like the Suame interchange project, and other road projects, why is the Suame interchange project being shortchanged? Big push contradiction. In 2025, government itself captured the Suame interchange project under the Big Push Road program to guarantee continuous funding and timely payment. What has suddenly changed? Availability of funds. The finance minister has publicly stated that 43 billion Ghana cedis has been allocated to road infrastructure for this year alone, 43 billion. Why can't a fraction of this amount be applied to complete the Suame interchange project as originally designed? New projects versus existing commitments. If government claims it lacks funds to complete the full design of the Suame interchange project, why is it financing 64 new road projects recently rushed through PPA, public procurement system processes? Why prioritize new commitments over completing ongoing and high impact projects? If government claims that it doesn't have money, then why has government abandoned a 64 complete Accra-Kumasi dualization highway project only to pursue a greenfield 3-way expressway at significantly higher costs and risks when it bemoans funding challenges? You see a pattern of discontinuity. These decisions raise a troubling question. Is this government deliberately deprioritizing projects initiated under the MPP administration in favor of projects it can label at its own? If so, it is not Ghanaians, not political opponents, who will bear the ultimate consequences. I want to deal with why Kumasi deserves better. Kumasi, as you all know, is Ghana's second largest city, serves as a strategic national transit hub, transportation modal hub, continues to experience rapid growth in population and vehicle ownership. Shortchanging Kumasi on a project of this scale is technically indefensible, economically unwise, and politically unjust. In conclusion, I want to emphasize that the Suame interchange project was conceived as a long-term solution, not a short-term compromise. The Ashanti Caucus of Parliament therefore calls on government to restore the original 4-tier design of the Suame interchange project, reprioritize funding to complete the project as designed and planned, and engage transparently with Parliament and the people of Kumasi and Ashanti region in general on the way forward. Kumasi deserves infrastructure that reflects its national importance, not half solutions justified by selective constraints.
Well, this afternoon, voter inducement and the course of elections in Ghana is a subject as old as the Fourth Republican dispensation. And over the weekend, it re-emerged in quite some style during the NDC's parliamentary primary. TV sets, motorbikes and cash were donated in open glare of TV cameras with no remorse and justification from some of the leading candidates. The governing NDC has attempted a course of action to remedy what has become an embarrassment to their research agenda, setting up a committee to investigate the development. With the committee expected to begin its work today, conversations from civil society and watchers of the political space say the NDC and the government must use this as a rallying point to deal a decisive blow to monetization in politics. Now, according to data from the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, contesting for political office has become increasingly expensive. Their latest research shows that winning a parliamentary seat alone now costs in the regions of 10 million cedis, while presidential campaigns run into hundreds of millions of dollars. And we'll walk you through the data points right now, and then we'll take you to the Ayawaso East constituency, the NDC offices to be specific, where there has been quite the conversation as well in the aftermath of headlines changing from yesterday, from that committee which was set up, the majority caucus issuing a statement asking that the election results be annulled, amongst others, the majority leader now having to step down from his position as a member of the committee investigating the matter, and a new rep being put on that committee. All of that and more has got a lot of people talking, even as civil society groupings ask that, look, this be that rallying point which brings an end to all of the monetization in our country's politics. And so from what CDD has put together, they reveal that politics in Ghana is becoming increasingly expensive with serious implications for governance and accountability. And I'll walk you through the implications on governance and what it does on policy, amongst many other things. But let's try and take you to the Ayawaso East constituency right now, where Joseph Armstrong Gold Alogbe is stationed for us, and get a sense as to what really is happening. Armstrong, thank you very much for joining us. Talk to us. What are constituents saying in the aftermath of a weekend where they have become the subject of discussion the country over? Well, we'll connect with Armstrong pretty shortly right now. But one of the many institutions which has condemned the vote-buying witness in the NDC primary is Crusaders Against Corruption, which is, among other things, making a number of demands on the government. We're speaking to one of their reps right now via the phone lines. Good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us via Zoom this afternoon. We're seeing different demands, one of such being the annulment of the elections. For you, as the Crusaders Against Corruption, what are the immediate steps you want to see from the government outside of a recall of the High Commissioner and the party's own investigations currently ongoing?
Thank you very much for having me, and a good afternoon to your viewers. We have indeed, just as you indicated, we've seen a number of calls, specifically one coming from the Majority Caucus, second one coming from the presidency, and the third one coming from the party in power, being the NDC as a political party. If you assess particularly the first two that I mentioned, one is recalling Baba Jamal, the other one is calling for an annulment of the elections that took place. And our position is that these two proposals are not the best proposals as far as fighting corruption in line with or with regards to vote buying and vote selling is concerned. Remember that vote buying and vote selling in itself is a criminal offense. And if it is a criminal offense, it means that it must be treated as a crime, because that is what the Criminal Code 1960 tells us. When you make reference to section 240, 241, it tells us that both the vote buyer and the vote seller, they've all committed a crime. And so when you see someone committing a crime, such as robbery, murder, what have you, when you see someone committing such a crime, what you do is to apprehend the person, and then you make sure that the appropriate investigative bodies do what they need to do. And when that is done, they end up in court for the court to take, or the law to take its course. The two proposals that came from the presidency and one from the parliament, or from the majority, by extension parliament, none of it is calling for the application of the law. If we do not apply the law as enshrined or written in the criminal code, then we'll be doing much, but we'll end up getting nothing out of it. And that is what we've been doing over the past years, for which we've not been able to resolve this issue of vote buying and vote selling. Our inability to apply the law is what has brought us to where we are now. The Majority Caucus, by extension Parliament, they have an oversight responsibility over the executive. And the executive includes the Special Prosecutor's Office, it includes CID, it includes the police, SHRAJ, IOCO, all the investigative bodies. What I was expecting, or Crusaders Against Corruption, we were expecting, for which we have put in our demand, is that they should call the appropriate institutions, specifically either the OSP.
Mr. Wilson?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So just by way of additional info, the Office of the Special Prosecutor says it is investigating the incident from Saturday and adds that they sent an official who was either assaulted by staff of one of the candidates, but that has come to the attention of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and the office says it has kick-started investigations. That satisfy one of the many legs in terms of the crime which you're relating to, and it being investigated and being brought to a rightful conclusion?
We would have been satisfied if the OSP has proven to us over the past years that he's indeed a person or an office that is committed to what they say. Remember, the very first time the OSP told us that he is investigating issues bordering on vote buying and vote selling was way back 2019. 2019 to date, we haven't seen anything coming out of it. Indeed, after 2019, we've had other elections, such as the 2020 general elections. Between 2020 and 2024, we've had internal political parties elections. We've also had the 2024 elections. Now, this particular year, 2026, we are just about 2 months or less than 2 months old. We've been able to have two different elections. 2 weeks ago, the NPP had their presidential primaries. And when they did, per the write-up from the Office of the Special Prosecutor, we can imply that all elections, he is able to send his officers to the ground. When he did, and I believe that he did that because we did, when we did, we saw individuals who were buying and selling their votes.
Right.
Should we say that the presidential elections that took place by the NPP, the special prosecutor's officers that were there, they didn't see any of such. And if they did, how come they could not apprehend any of them? And even beyond that, why would we wait for the special prosecutor to see directives and issuances coming from 3 different quarters, the presidency, the parliament, and then even the NDC as a political party, before he will be awake to tell us that he has started an investigation? MPP had their primaries 2 weeks ago. When did he realize that he needed to do an investigation? Yesterday? And you think that we should believe that he's committed to it?
So who would you rather look into these matters? Just briefly.
The special prosecutor has the mandate to do that. We need the parliament, and that's where I was coming to. Parliament serving as an oversight. Part of their responsibilities should mandate or should demand from OSP responses as to what they have been able to do over the past years with regards to vote buying and vote selling, and also give a mandate to the, not necessarily mandate because they have the mandate. I mean, OSP has the mandate. They should give a timeline to OSP and tell OSP that maximum of a week from now, he's supposed to investigate these 2 elections that has taken place this year and to give us concrete results. Remember that the NDC, just after constituting their committee, just yesterday or so, to look into the matters, they gave a timeline and said that by close of day tomorrow, they are supposed to give a report. If NDC as a political party can constitute this committee for them to work within 2 days or 3 days, I think that whatever resources that are at the disposal of this committee cannot be compared to that of the OSP as a state institution. The state institution as OSP can and should, through parliament and through the presidency, be given an ultimatum of a maximum end of this week to do an investigation of these 2 and let us know the outcome.
Right now, Mr. Wilson, I appreciate you speaking to us. That's Emmanuel Wilson, is a chief crusader, speaking to us this afternoon. Let's take you to the Ayawaso East constituency, where I mentioned my colleague Joseph Armstrong Gould Alogba is stationed, to get a sense and an understanding what the constituency is like a weekend after which they became the subject matter of conversation all throughout the country, allegations of vote buying, some of which were justified, really, on television, amongst others. Armstrong has joined us via Zoom. Armstrong, thank you. What are the constituents, delegates alike, telling you as the investigative committee of the NDC begins its work and all of this talk about, and now the election results, and what have you?
So here are the constituency, exactly the numerous runabout, the delegates, and also the constituency here are not so happy about what has been happening since Saturday evening after the declaration of the election. Yesterday I was here, I engaged with some of the delegates who said that, well, this was the first time a candidate is giving out goodies to delegates. It has become the norm, and they don't see why this current one is of interest to the National Party. And they're asking questions. Jamal is not the only person who gave out the television set. Others gave motorbikes, others gave a lot of other goodies. And that is what has been happening here. And currently, as I speak to now, the constituency executives are engaged in a meeting where we are waiting patiently for them to finish their meeting and get what exactly they've been talking about. But another thing of interest here at the constituency is the fact that an independent candidate that we are told broke away from the NDC is taking advantage of the current situation to also go around and come out of votes. I saw so many motorbikes on the street here a while ago, and when I found out it was the independent candidate that we are told is currently on its way to the electoral commission, I'm not sure what exactly he's going to do over there. But campaign activities here at the constituency has intensified. I think I'll be joined by the acting chairman of the constituency. If you have some few minutes, you can engage him and find out from him what exactly is happening in there. So we've been here for some time and we are told we are engaged in a meeting. Tell us what exactly has been happening in there. Yes, first of all, what's your name? My name is and you are there. Okay, so what has been happening in there? We implemented a law
and we come into the conclusion that as the executive committee, they represent the person that the electoral committee has finally chosen as the winner of the election. But we are waiting for our superior, the national, they have constituted 3-man committee to investigate what has happened. But the election was very, very peaceful. There's no any fight or anything. Very, very peaceful.
But the issue of vote buying and impeachment.
The issue of vote buying. The issue of vote buying. I don't know. That day I'm inside the premises where the election is going on. But I heard they are giving about 900. They look at the results we got. It's because of the television. It's an insult to our community. It's because of the television. You should have got 900. Then you see what you have got. 430. You see, and the one who gave motorbike, how much did he get? 88. So we are using our conscience to elect what we want.
Yes, it took what was given, but you use your.
Yeah, they used our conscience to elect the person that
vote based on what was given.
No. For me, I haven't received anything.
But for those who receive it,
I trust my community. They will collect, then they will use their mind. They will use their mind to elect whoever they want.
So, what's the position of the constituency executive now? Now that we have the committee going to sit after 3 days.
Yeah, after 3 days, we are waiting them.
We are ready to abide.
Now, yes, they are our spirit. We don't have any.
We are ready to abide.
Yes. Because party is a chain. National, regional, constituency. So by all means, we are waiting for that.
So guys, the acting constituency chairman here of the Ayawaso East constituency, and they've engaged in this for some time now. We are going to keep our eye on this. But if you have any question for him, I'll be glad to pose it to him.
I'm sure we'll leave it here. I'm sure we'll come back to you again subsequently and get a bit more. That's my colleague Joseph Armstrong Alogbe speaking to us with the constituency acting chair. We'll stay on the subject matter and bring you some other related matters to this right now, Kemini.
Indeed. Now, some supporters of the NDC, drawn from the Sagnarugu, Tamale South, Tamale North and Tamale Central constituencies, this afternoon condemning the position of the majority caucus in Parliament following their call for the annulment of the Ayawaso East NDC primary. According to them, the call is premature and has the tendency of tampering with investigative committee instituted by the party. They believe that the position of the MPs will also create disaffection for the party in the constituency, which can affect the fortunes of the NDC in subsequent elections. Let's connect now with Christopher Amwako, who's been interacting with these supporters. What else can you tell us, Christopher?
Yes, so Kemini, for the supporters of the NDC here in the 4 constituencies in the northern region, they are disappointed in the majority caucus for that press conference yesterday, especially stressing on the party to annul the results of the elections in Ayawaso East. For them, the party has instituted or constituted a committee to investigate. The caucus should have should have exercised some restraint to allow the party structures to work. Now, after the party's investigative committee is done with its work, then they can add their voice. Because should Baba Jamal get to Parliament, it means that he's going to work with the caucus. And once he has realized that the caucus that he's going to work with is not too happy about his election, it will create some confusion amongst members of the caucus, because obviously some of them will support Baba Jamal, and so it will go a long way to affect the fortunes of the party in that constituency, especially so when they are even yet to go for an election. They have called on the party leadership to ensure that they call the majority caucus to order so that they will refrain from commenting further on this particular matter. Let's take a listen to what some of them have been saying.
Please, I want to talk to the party as a whole. At the first place, when they were given the gift, it was broad daylight that they were doing it. I don't know whether they were there, have they seen it or they have not seen it. And if they have seen it, why haven't they stopped it at the process until the EC declared the results and we are seeing all this outcome that is coming? They should try and stop that, because you cannot say none of them have ever given a gift to his constituents, people, to lure them to vote for them. We don't call this bribe. It's a gift. It has been happening for a while. So they should spare us. If only they don't want Baba Jamal to come to parliament with them, they should tell us and stop what they are doing. This is not bribe. This is just a pure gift that they have given to his advantage. So I think they should spare us with that one.
I don't support it, what the leadership said. If you look at, even though as a party, we don't support bribery, these things, but to say they should just annul it without even starting an investigation, you've just come to a conclusion like that. I don't support it. And even come to think of it, all the MPs there, I don't think there's an MP who has never given like something as a gift to a member of a party. So I don't support whatever they are saying. Or unless they are telling us that they don't like Baba Jamal. If that is the case, they have a point. But to say they should annul it, we don't support it as a party. Even giving us something like to buy water or something, or transport, there is nothing wrong with this one. It's not bribe. So that's why we are saying we don't support whatever they are doing as a party.
Concerned about this issue, the bribing about the election shouldn't be a difficult thing to we the Ghanaians in particular. Bribing someone to vote for you is not a crime. It has started for a very long time. I'm in Northern region, and it has started for long. Whether MPP or NDC, all the parties, they have been bribing. Because a lot of people, a lot of MPs in our Northern region, they have been bribing people. Whether you are NDC, MPP, CPP, all the parties, they have been bribing people. They will give you all right, but you will choose the one that you will vote for. It's not a force. Whether a person gives you something to vote for him or her, it's your decision. So giving a person bribe doesn't mean that it's a crime for you to cancel his vote. To me, a lot of people or a lot of MPs have been giving us, some people give us bicycles, Maggie, bulbs, and so many things that they have been giving us during election time for us to vote for them. And we have been doing it. You can collect, sometimes you can even collect 1,000 cedis or more than 1,000 cedis from an MP, but you will not vote for the person. Is it a crime?
Northern region, MPP chairman, somebody, but Zaha, Bunning elections, but the women are coming to Mutuna, Katabumbo, so come MP Mazavazan election, Katab to Mutuna. So one yellow gift. So I go to a bribery, but gift in yellow. So then you gift my Kasoka to Tana photo. I told Chanka, didn't you have one photo, car vote, I will vote, car photo. Abakaso Dio election, Kiesa Zampa, Yani, Duma bribery. How the top on the so the talk to Chakavani, you to Chantan Bashao, and then Carmela Kama, Munuyan and Canela, Manukuchan and Samo unit. Then the Zabela elections. So you know the MP Mokama, especially majority leader.
Well, some voices from the northern part of the country. Christopher Mwako, our correspondent there, is still with us. And Christopher, we both know that bribery is indeed an offense committed by both the giver and the receiver. But, you know, it's interesting how they make sense of what has happened. My next question is, what really is their interest in a primary that took place, you know, hundreds of kilometers away from them?
Yes, so basically, Kevin, what they are trying to say is that even if people will talk about the incidents of bribery in that election, it shouldn't be the MPs because they are all guilty of the same crime that they are talking about. They want the MPs to tone down and let the party continue with its investigation. They also are blaming the party because these allegations of bribery came earlier before the results were announced. It came around 10:30 a.m., 11. And so, according to them, the party should have taken a bold decision even before the end of polls so that everybody will know that the party is serious about fighting this issue of bribery. But for them to allow the election to end, results announced before they come out making this noise, for them, it is not something that will help the interest of the party stopping this particular canker.
Very well. Thank you so much, Christopher. We'll leave it here for now. Christopher Mwako, our correspondent in northern Ghana. We'll now take a quick break. When we come back, more news.
Welcome back to News Central here on TV3. Now, over 15,000 Ghanaians die from cancer every year, with Ghana recording an estimated 27,000 new cancer cases annually. Raising concerns in Parliament, the Member of Parliament for Ablekuma North, Irabna Obin, called for the decentralization of cancer treatments to make care more accessible to underprivileged communities.
24,009 Ghanaians were diagnosed with various forms of cancer in 2020. Out of this number, 15,802 people did not survive. Women accounted for 8,630 of the deaths, resulting from cancer-related complications. Breast cancer remains the most common form of the disease recorded, prompting renewed calls for stronger, locally driven awareness campaigns. As part of activities marking World Cancer Day, the Member of Parliament for Ablekuma North, Irabna Obin, called for the decentralization of cancer treatment services across the country.
We must also decentralize cancer services. It is unacceptable that patients from regions like Upper West, Upper East, and parts of Greater Accra travel long distances to access radiotherapy and specialized oncology care. This creates delays, increases costs, and discourages treatment adherence. Ghana needs more regional cancer centers, trained oncologists, nurses, and diagnostic facilities.
The Member of Parliament for Ablekuma North praised President Mahama's Ghana Medical Trust Fund initiative and stressed the importance of early detection and prevention.
Let us commit ourselves to a Ghana where no citizen dies simply because they are poor, where early screening is accessible in every district, where cancer patients are supported with dignity, and where initiatives like Mahama Cares are strengthened to become a lasting pillar of our health system. Right Honorable Speaker, the fight against cancer requires unity from government, Parliament, civil society, the private sector, health professionals, the media, and citizens alike.
Irabna Obin acknowledged progress made by the Ministry of Health and the Ghana Health Service whilst calling for a national approach that pushes cancer services beyond teaching hospitals and major referral centers in regional and district-level facilities. She urged that early screening units, mobile testing programs, and stronger referral systems would significantly improve survival rates.
Now, Ghana Union of Traders Association has cautioned traders against acts of negligence that could lead to fire outbreak in markets. The National Vice Chair, Joseph Paddy, gave the caution on the sideline of a disinfection and fumigation exercise carried out in markets across Koforidua.
Exercise was aimed at ensuring compliance with environmental health standards in markets within the Eastern Regional Capital, Koforidua. All markets and lorry stations were disinfected and fumigated to eliminate pests and reduce the spread of harmful pathogens, thereby promoting a healthier market environment. The National First Vice Chairman of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Joseph Paddy, said the exercise would positively impact business activities by creating a safer and more hygienic trading space. We spend most time in the market space, so we think if there's any place to clean, it's these market spaces. That is why we don't take it for granted as Guta. So it's going to have a positive impact on our businesses and then on our health also. Because like I say, a healthy body is a financial consideration. So it's a good thing that we've done. He urged traders to desist from practices that could trigger fire outbreaks in markets. When they are going to their houses, they should make sure they turn their meters off, and then they should stop cooking in the marketplaces too. So we are also encouraging them, and we continue to encourage them not to be cooking in their marketplace, and when they are going to their house, they should switch all their systems off so that we will not be experiencing these fire outbreaks. The New Durban South Municipal Chief Executive, Ransford Owusu-Boakye, expressed hope that the fumigation exercise would be sustained and its traders to maintain cleanliness and proper hygiene in the markets.
We pray and hope that we are able to sustain it. It will not be a one-day wonder. We're hoping that it will continue to assist us to always disinfect and then fumigate our markets for us. My advice is that they should try and make sure they make the place hygienic. That is where they earn their living, and I expect that they put the place in good use.
Some traders welcome the intervention by Gota.
We thank
the leadership of the traders union for this intervention and very grateful to them. Very happy.
Obviously, very excited market women. Away from that, the paramount queen mother of the Ayawaso traditional area, Nana Akosua Minda I, has called on government and non-governmental organizations to support the promotion of quality education, particularly at the kindergarten level. The call was made during the handing over of a renovated and fully equipped kindergarten block in the municipality.
Education remains a critical pillar of national development, with stakeholders continuing to push for improved infrastructure to enhance quality teaching and learning. In Ayawaso, the paramount queen mother of the Ayawaso traditional area, Nana Akosua Minda I, has renewed calls on government and development partners to invest more resources to ensure inclusive and quality education for all children. She urged teachers and school authorities to adapt a strong maintenance culture to preserve educational infrastructure provided to schools. National Best Kindergarten teacher Linda Owusu-Koko appealed to non-governmental organizations and benevolent individuals to support the development of government kindergarten schools. She expressed concern about the poor state of many public kindergarten schools, citing challenges with infrastructure, teaching resources, and overall educational quality. Linda stressed that kindergarten education is a critical stage in a child's development and requires skilled professionals and adequate resources to achieve the desired learning outcomes.
Humbly appeal to NGOs, benevolent donors, individuals to help us build our government's KG schools again. They should take up their glories again. Most of the government's KG schools are very down in terms of infrastructure, educational quality, everything. Most at times you go to a school and then they will say, teacher anyway, why bad time when you're piano for KG. Forgetting that KG is a very sensitive period in a child's educational life. We need experts. We need dedicated teachers.
According to the headmistress, absenteeism remains a major challenge at the school, largely due to the absence of school feeding program.
Our major problem in this school or in general is about truancy on the aspect of the pupils, and this is due to poverty rates on the aspect of the parents. The truancy comes along when the child is not having money to come to school. A child will be absent for about 4 days. The following day, that child will come to school. You ask the child, why is it that for the past 4 days you haven't been in school? And say that, me mami niska, and I said, my ufu niska, yedibe mami, and mami they are about school, so I have to stay in the house. And in fact, it is really causing problem for teaching and learning. So we are appealing to the government and anyone who is having the goodwill to support us that we need a school fee.
Now, farmers in Kokrumpe and surrounding communities of the Atebu-Amante municipality in the Bono East region are facing an economic crisis. A maize glut has left thousands of bags of grain unsold. The situation poses a serious threat to their livelihoods and that of their families as months of hard work risk going waste.
What should have been a season of celebration following a bumper harvest has turned into a nightmare. Almost every home in Konkrompe is filled with sacks of maize. Farmers are patiently waiting for buyers to come, but this, they say, seems to be a distant dream.
1 month, 2 weeks.
This maize have been here for over a month. Nobody is coming to purchase it. It is really affecting us. All our maize are here. Nobody is coming to buy. We have now become a laughing stock in the community.
2 weeks.
This maize have been packed here for the past 2 weeks, and still nobody has come to buy it. It's really a menace. The farmers lament that the situation is having a severe impact on them, as they have invested all their money hoping to recover their debts after the harvest. I'm sick, and money to even buy antibiotics or go to the hospital has become a problem for me. We find it difficult to even eat 3 square meals a day. They are pleading with buyers across the nation to come in large numbers and purchase their maize.
Yes, sir.
We plead with buyers to come in their numbers and buy for us. We have a lot of maize here, but the buyers are not coming, so we are pleading with the buyers. Come to New Konkrompe in the Ayawaso municipality and come and buy for us. They are also calling on government and the National Buffer Stock Company to urgently intervene. We plead with government and the National Buffer Stock to urgently intervene because at this point we are short of hope. During the presentation of the 2026 budget on November 13, 2025, Minister for Finance Dr. Kasiel Otto-Folson said government was to make available an additional 200 million cedis allocation to expand the National Food Buffer Stock Company's food purchase and storage program. The extra funding was to enable the National Food Buffer Stock to buy more surplus food from farmers. Well, farmers in Konkrompe and the surrounding communities of the Ayawaso municipality in the Bono East region are hoping help comes in fast to salvage their livelihood. This is crucial at a time government is encouraging more people to venture into farming. Belinda Tete, TV3 News, Konkrompe.
Now, Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire have launched a major cross-border public health initiative targeting reproductive health, family planning, and HIV/AIDS screening in the border community of Elubo. At the campaign launch, Western Regional Health Director Dr. Marion Okowusu disclosed that regional HIV screenings reach about 158,000 people in 2025, noting, however, that with about 3,000 new infections recorded in the same period, significant challenges remain in curbing the epidemic.
According to the Western Regional Health Directorate, the large-scale cross-border campaign on reproductive health, family planning and HIV/AIDS comes at a critical time as the health of border communities depends on robust collaborative solutions. The Western region, a gateway for trade and movement between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, also serves as a frontline in protecting public health. Elubo in particular reflects the complexity of health delivery at points of entry, where frequent cross-border mobility can accelerate the spread of infectious diseases if left unaddressed. Speaking at the launch of the campaign at Elubo, the Western Regional Health Director, Dr. Marion Okowusu, who disclosed that the Directorate had tested 157,942 people for HIV in the region as of December 31, 2025, was however concerned that 3,282 new infections were recorded in the year under review. She was emphatic that much more work remains to be done, adding that efforts are underway to strengthen surveillance and response to diseases such as Mpox and other epidemic-prone conditions.
The newly diagnosed persons with HIV, that's the new infection, stands at 3,282, which goes to buttress the fact that there still needs a lot more to be done. In addition, our border zones are not isolated from broader infections in addition to HIV/AIDS. Regional efforts to strengthen surveillance and response to diseases such as the Mpox and other epidemic-prone conditions underscore the need for coordinated cross-border action. Ghana and La Côte d'Ivoire's joint planning on disease prevention is a testament to what we can achieve when we work together.
Western Regional Minister Joseph Nelson highlighted the campaign's critical importance.
Border communities like Elubo and Noi are hubs of commerce and mobility, which, while beneficial economically, also increase the risk of HIV, STIs, and reproductive health challenges. The campaign's integrated services will directly address these vulnerabilities, bringing care closer to those who need it most.
Director of the West Africa Health Organization, WAHO, Dr. Cletus Adohinzen, stated that these interventions are designed to improve population well-being and promote socioeconomic development across ECOWAS countries. He also assured of the campaign's sustainability.
All these interventions are meant as well-being of our population and therefore the socio-economic development of our countries. This edition will not be the last. I can show you. There will be many more. Next year, in the coming 2 years, we are having a small campaign, making sure that we are following up what we will create.
Well, happening right now in Ayawaso East constituency is the announced winner of the NDC parliamentary primary, Baba Jamal, addressing his supporters. Let's listen in.
This is competition, and I know the rules. So never, no. Our solidarity today has encouraged me to fight on for justice of the election. I want to take advantage of this occasion to inform you that candidates, number one, in her friends around, thanking her supporters, which means that all of us have accepted the result of the election as fair, peaceful, investigation into the matter. I am available. But I don't know what I said when they asked me about those things. I said that in terms of distributing things, the love you are showing to me, none of you have not addressed it. Taking to court those who are involved in accidents and things like Christmas, Salah, resources. It does not mean that I am the one who is rich, but I am mobilizing friends and neighbors and make sure that that is what I have been doing for years by living in this society, community. So please, nobody has seen me hand over a TV to somebody
or motorbike to somebody, text to somebody, or phone to anybody. I just want to repeat that I am grateful to the people of this country to serve your interests. Make sure that what you deserve as a constituency, inshallah, you receive it. Finally, I want to thank my diaspora for their unity and thank them very much. I am not going to leave them out. In fact, I'm going to work with them to ensure that what this community deserves comes to this community. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all the constituencies who ensured that there was peace at the elections. I want to thank the Electoral Commission who conducted the election in peace. I want to thank the delegates who voted for me and everybody who voted for me.
Get the full details of Baba Jamal's address to supporters in the Ayawaso East constituency for you if you stay with us here on your election command center. But interesting development. I don't want to call it doubling down, but he says nobody saw him.
Indeed. He appears to walk back slightly on the his earlier interview to the press. We'll see how that plays out. He also says he's ready for the investigation.
Yes. They have until tomorrow to submit a report, and so it'll be interesting what the report will say and what the outcome will be. But he is a man who's been under quite a lot of pressure in the last 48 hours since the results. But like I said, you can go on to 3news.com. You catch details of it. And subsequently on our other bulletins, I am Maize.
And I am Kemini Amano. We will see you same time tomorrow. Bye-bye.